And welcome to UltiWorld's live coverage of the D1 College Championships. We're here with Caleb McSweeney, Isaac Kaplan, and Noel Sierra from UMass Zudisk, who just competed in the national championship game. Unfortunately, y'all did lose to North Carolina. But first, it's a great accomplishment just to get to this game. Can you talk just a little bit about what this season has meant to each one of you?
For me, this season was just kind of a fresh start from last season. We just wanted to come in and be a lot more happy, enjoy ourselves, and continue to grow as a team. It kind of really has never been about anything more than that. Everything that we've done this season has kind of just been an opportunity for us to learn from, and I think that's what we'll continue to do. Yeah, it's great to be here, no matter what the result is.
I mean, coming into the season, I didn't have any expectations in terms of like results. So it was just about how good we could get and how hard we could push each other and how far we could come. And like, it doesn't get better than this, honestly. So I'm so proud of everybody. Like, this season is an overwhelming success, no matter what this game was. I mean, with this game, not even despite it. So.
Yeah, a goal at every tournament, and this one as well, was just to play as much as possible. And that was the goal at every game and every moment, was just to play as much as we can, and we did that. And I think everyone is, and myself, is super proud and happy of how we did. And we did that. We played every game we could, and I couldn't be happier.
Awesome. Well, let's get into today's game. Last night you came out against Cal Poly Slow and played nearly a perfect game, really executing on both sides of the disc. Today against North Carolina, it was a little bit different. Curious just to get your impressions about what North Carolina did that gave you all so much trouble.
I think a lot of it was more on us being maybe a little nervous, maybe a little bit of nerves coming in the beginning. But I don't think they really did anything that was unstoppable or anything. I think it was all on us, and that game could have gone our way if a couple of different things happened, but I'm still as proud as I could be.
I mean, I think the Cal Poly game was different for us because after the Texas game, that was such an emotional push that it was just like a release, and it was beautiful out and like incredible conditions under the lights. So like mostly that was just like a calm, we can play however we want to play. And yeah, I agree with Kaylin. Like, it's us against us out there every time we play, and it will continue to be that. This is like very much the beginning.
I want to talk about the defensive pressure you were able to put on Darkside, both to open the first half and then several times in the second half. What were you keying in on as priorities?
I mean, they have a great 7 guys on their O-line, and we have a great 7 guys on our D-line. So first of all, it was just getting matchups. But then we knew they want to huck from flow, so we did some more junky looks to stop those hucks, which largely we did. I don't know I might be wrong, but I don't remember them scoring off a huck this game. And then like playing really tight handler defense. A lot of the times I think defensively people will sag lanes and stuff like that, which is like not what we do. We'd much rather be tight and pressure those spaces.
Well, you got a block in the reset on the first defensive point. Jonah was doing really good work on the mark throughout the game. Is that what you mean when you're talking about that handler defense?
Yeah, I mean, we prioritize, like, if we're playing open side defense, we are right on that person, and we have some of the best handler defenders in the country. So,
on offense, I haven't talked to Darkside about this yet, but it seemed like they made point A number one not giving Luka anything to look at, which is a big change from the way you got to play against Cal Poly Slow last night. Noel and Kalen, can you tell me about the adjustments you need to make when they do take away that option and you have to kind of play through to the end zone in a different way?
Yeah. I think Darkside did a really good job, like pushing us out of like our comfort zone a little bit. Not to say that like we're not all capable of, but like we're all capable on the line of doing everything. But to an extent, you know, we get into our rhythm. Some people are a little better at running than others, and it's like you kind of just get into a flow and you get comfortable in that position. I think they did a good job of like, I know I'm good at running for a long time. They did a good job of backing like me and Gavin in our deep threats and kind of pushing Luka out. Yeah, I think we could have been a little bit more dynamic. Like me and Gavin are both great throwers. It's just like we're not used to it the same way. Yeah, I think that was mostly it. But
Yeah, I mean,
that.
they're just clearly like a well-coached team with like a zillion coaches. At least a zillion. And, you know, they had every matchup pretty well matched up, and they fronted Luka and Wyatt pretty well. And I think Noel and Gavin and Griffin did a great job of getting really big unders, and I think that's where we found a lot of success, is hitting them off of deep fakes, especially.
Got another one for the O-line boys here. They hit you early in the game with a backhand force, and then we're throwing flash poaches into the lane, usually coming up from the front of the stack or on the reset handler. They got a piece of one on the first possession, and then from that point on, they were still kind of bothering that backhand lane, taking away the sort of power position, little inside backhands. Any adjustments that you made to them doing that helped you get a string of holds in the second half of the game?
I think the main adjustment was just move it faster and don't really let them do that. And if they do, swing it and then attack that person who just poached.
Yeah.
I feel like we did a pretty good job of that and moving it quickly
Using
and
our
around
fakes.
the field.
The fakes, as soon as you see someone flashing over, you fake it and then move it immediately.
Move it horizontally. I think we did a great job of moving it horizontally this game.
And then I've got a statement here from a team you may have heard of called Tire Business. I don't know if you've seen this. They say, "Stop making us go to some dumbass stadium. All grass fields all the time. Packed sidelines. Atmosphere electric. No punk ass turf. What more do you want?" Care to comment on that? Any thoughts?
We practice at Tina Booth Alumni Stadium, and that is turf. And so coming out here, especially last night, we have night practices. That felt right at home. Like, grass is fun. You can dive all over the place and not feel it. But, like, turf is our home, and so it feels good. We feel fast. Sorry, Tire Business. Roll Sprout.
Kalen, you've been excellent on offense all season. What about this offensive line allows you to be so productive?
Allows what?
Allows you to be so productive.
I think our spacing and timing from everyone is just perfect. We look reset really early, which gives me enough time to get open if I need a few moves. And if I don't get open, I'm super confident that
Doesn't
I can.
happen very often.
But when it does, I'm super confident I can clear out, and someone else is going to get open and fill that space. And it's just a lot of trust, I think, on that O-line.
Cool. I mean, after watching you this weekend, it's clear that you have a super deep defensive bag. You know, sideline sets, help over the top, just solid fundamentals across the board. How did you develop that strong of a system in just 1 year?
I mean, a lot of it is having Rusty. Rusty and I spend hours like watching film, thinking about this stuff. He has a crazy depth of experience as a D-line guy, and I feel like I have a good sense of like on-field, the feelings that are going on and what defensive sets will produce certain outcomes. And then just like a lot of team meetings. We had a lot of chalkboard drawings going on, different sets, watching our own film, watching other teams' film. A lot of work went into that.
Awesome. Well, before we wrap up, just one last question. You're a super young team. That was a really great season all around. What's next for Zoo Disc? What is next for Zoo Disc?
I mean, we're going to continue to strive to be the best team that we can be.
Nobody thought we could do it. But we'll be back, no doubt.
All right. Well, Kalen, Isaac, Noel, thank you so much for being with us, and congrats on a great season.
Thank you.
And welcome back to Ulti World's coverage of the D1 College Championships. We're here with Rutledge Smith, Matt McKnight, and Kevin Pignoni from UNC Darkside, who just won their third consecutive national championship. Feels so special to say that. Tell me how it feels.
I guess I'll start. It feels great. It's unreal. The amount of work that we've put in throughout the year with this team is it's just so special. We've put in so much practice, so much hard work, so much time spent out together, hanging out, developing friendships. Working hard for each other, working hard with each other. It means a lot, so much. I love these guys with all my heart. Incredibly special to take the title this year, and all our hard work pays off. And yeah, it feels unreal. It's unreal.
Yeah, it feels amazing to win with our best friends, the people we live with, the people we spend our entire days with. It's incredible. It makes all the time we sacrifice for this sport so worth it, and it just feels incredible.
It wouldn't mean anything to me without having those people with me. Being able to look into my teammates' eyes, everyone. I try and get to everyone after we won and just tell them how much I love them. Tell them how much I'm glad that they're here. and that I got to spend a year with them, a whole season with them. You know, when it starts in August. It's a very distant kind of thing, but it's a known thing that's what we want. And to see that fulfilled in the eyes of my teammates across all years is just amazing.
Awesome. You've each been on a few different iterations of Darkside. Can you tell me what's so special about this year's team in particular?
I think this is the most balanced Darkside team that's probably ever existed. We always have some top end guys, and obviously people like Rutledge over here and Kevin on the D line do a little bit more of the handling the load than some other guys. But I felt like we used 31 people in this entire tournament. We won nationals as an entire team, and we used our whole team more than any other team in the country. And that's so special. When you look at every guy on the team and they know that they contributed something. A lot of teams, you got 3 guys who are doing 80% of the work, and we're a unit. We win together. We love together.
If you have anything more, all right. Yeah, great. Talk about these games specifically. We watched last night as UMass unlocked their deep game against Cal Poly, particularly Luca Harwood coming under on the force side, blasting flicks into space. What was the game plan to take that away today?
First, I just want to say, Luca, having played with Luca since, sophomore, against Luca since sophomore year of high school. He's always had something special. Dude's a baller. All the guys who played at Amherst and then came to UMass, I've played with for a while. They're all really good, and they play really well together. That's certainly a challenge when you're trying to pick apart an offense, especially when everyone's on the same time, lockstep. That being said, we have lots of good athletes on the team that can challenge offensive players both ways, and we knew that if they're comfortable hucking, let's see how they do getting more passes through. We also are fortunate to have a lot of heads up smart defenders, people who can scan the field really well, and that led to a poach block early. That's that's what we want to see, especially when we're forcing people under. So they're a really good team. They were a really hard puzzle to solve, especially after Smokey. That was a really good loss for us. And so after that, I think we finally knew who our enemy was. Knew who we had to take on. So.
That was actually my next question was going to be for the O-liners about the difference between Smokey and now. What do you think you've adapted and changed about your offense that let you go from losing that game, surrendering several breaks, to coming and playing a cleaner game here in the final?
I think that we were definitely challenged in a really good way, especially in the red zone at Smokey. They do a really good job setting up some poaches, challenging us to throw long open side throws, long upline throws that they could then help off of in pressure. And so, a lot of our focus in the practices after Smokey leading up to nationals as well was working on junk sets from our defense, practicing against them, but also just calming down and focusing on our tempo. I think that whenever we find a lot of success when we are moving with tempo, finding our offensive tempo, it's quick, but it's not rushed. And we're able to get the ball to the middle, scan, hit break throws, chest passes. And I think we had a lot of great practice against our defense, poaching in practice. And so that was one thing that we took away from that loss and focused on a lot in the following weeks leading up to this weekend as well.
All 3 of you guys spend a lot of time around the disc. Talking to UMass guys here at this press conference just a few minutes ago, they said one of the things they had keyed in on was really trying to put a ton of pressure on the handlers. It seemed like in the second half especially, they managed to do that. What was it like trying to fight through those moments in the reset space?
They're one of the few teams in the country that we play against that genuinely challenges the around. Most teams challenge the around purely from the mark and try to make you mess up the throw, but they actually will shade to the around sometimes and make you throw some longer uplines. And so that's something that we had to adjust to and had to be content, just throwing upline after upline on the same side of the field when we're used to trying to swing the disc constantly. I think that just took a little bit of mental adjusting. I think you saw those last 4 O points looked a lot easier because we made that mental switch. And then just cycling, we got 6 to 7 handlers on every O line. We got 4 to 5 handlers on every D line, and they have 3 handler defenders. So when we put someone who's a cutter defender in the reset space, they're not ready for that.
Switching gears entirely, I talked to Lucian Knoll, the transfer student from Australia, right after the game, and I said, what has your experience been like with Darkside? And without hesitating, he told me that you all taught him how to love with his entire self. What do you think he means by that?
We were so excited for Lucien to come. That was one of those things that, like, as soon as we heard about it, it's like, oh, go look up the dude tapes. Like, let's see how this guy plays. And we couldn't have been more impressed. He came to Darkside so thoughtful and so loving already. I think it was just one of the most natural sort of alignments of player and team. We couldn't do anything without Lucien's work and his love. He's a tremendous teammate. He's a brother. And I love the guy. I love the guy to death. He's also just, he's always there for Frisbee. He would come over and watch film anytime he was free. He was always trying to throw or work out. Especially over the winter break, him and I got to work out some, which was awesome. And just someone who loves improving. And I think that we on Darkside, we love when people like that show up and we can fold them in. In terms of the love, he already had it. And it was awesome to see him adapt to the American game. I mean, he's a killer in the Australian game. You should go watch his tapes if you haven't. But it was awesome to see him learn things, and then also, get to those high impact moments where, the love and the work both align and come together to make something special.
Congrats again, guys. Kevin, you've been a leader on the D-line all year. What makes that unit so efficient at getting breaks?
Trusting each other. Last year I said 7 handlers. It's still true. We trust everyone with the disc. We want to make people, accessible at all times so that we can keep the tempo going. I'll just say also, it's hot out. When we move the ball quickly, when we have everyone comfortable going to get the disc, resetting the stall count, new 10 seconds, more time in the heat for the O-line. We like the heat. We love the heat, actually. So that part didn't phase us. We're snakes. We're reptiles. We love the heat. So just being out in the sun, keeping the offense, out on the field, moving the ball a lot, and trying to get work downhill to the end zone. Trusting your teammates really just facilitates all that. So that was a central tenet of Delano.
Speaking of the heat, something I noticed is I think more than almost any other program in the country, Darkside has a lot of support from parents, from alumni. Other teams are doing their huddles on the field. You have extra shade tents and cold towels waiting and water on the field. Can you talk about what that support from parents, friends, alumni means to you?
It's great. It means a lot, so much, especially with the younger guys giving back to this team and finding their role to play. They're able to take that energy, take that hype around the game, and even if they might not be seeing the field as much, they are really, really happy to give us water, give us shade, or give us food, come with cold towels and help us rest and ask us if there's anything we need. It means a lot, and I think that really makes a difference, right? If we're able to just sit down, relax, cool off after an O point, and so we can get back out there next time and hold I think it really makes a difference. Shout out all the parents, shout out all the supporters. It means a ton.
I think that once you're a part of Darkside, you're part of Darkside forever. This is Lucien's only year on the team, but he'll be part of Darkside forever. His parents are part of Darkside forever. They flew out just for this. So the parents, they want to win just as much as we do. They have debates in their group chat about what food should we bring, will there be food provided, all these different things, and they take such a load off of us, the alumni, always giving us fundraising with us and showing up, giving us so much support. It's a whole family of everyone, and we win together. Even the Triangle community, all the high schools we coach, we're all winning this together.
It's also just nice to see some of the alumni out. We saw Ben Maxon here, Showtime. Seeing him at the McDonald's by the fields was just awesome. I was like, Lucien, got to go meet this guy. This is Darkside. So it's awesome when those kind of people show out. Obviously, some of the more recent alumni also here. Helps you realize, what's at stake, but also helps you realize that you're in the driver's seat, that it's a new team.
Awesome. Well, you do have that, great supporter section behind your bench. Sorry if this is breaking some bad news for you, but the rest of the stadium did not want you to win. There's a lot of energy out there for UMass. Can you talk about what it's like to play in an atmosphere where there's hundreds of people here cheering every move for your opponent, and making that environment for you?
I think we do our best to just tune out the noise. It helps that we've been here a couple times before, and we've been in this situation, been Been in games where the crowd's against us for the past few years. No one wants us to win. No one wants us to succeed anymore. It's just tuning it out. And we know, like, I felt really comfortable here. I felt really comfortable in the stadium on the turf with the crowd booing at me. Like, I was comfortable and confident. I was looking internally. I was looking at my friends. I was looking at my teammates, finding that trust, finding that love. And that pushes me through. And I can block out the noise so easily with that.
I also think there's some of us, I feel like me and Ben, who are vindictive enough to feed off of it, and we want people to hate us, you know? Like, that's the greatest form of compliment anyone can ever give you, is like hating you for winning. And we love everyone that hates us, and we ask that you keep hating us and hate us more, because it'll keep fueling us every day.
This guy's the McVillain.
He's the McVillain for sure.
Awesome. Well, you finished the historic three-peat. I'm not sure if any team has ever won 4 in a row. Y'all think it's possible next year?
No one ever has won 4, and it's certainly possible. We're coming for Black Tide.
I don't believe in any other group more than this team. So the team next year, we'll see. We always want. We don't know. But you can bet we're going to be putting in that work too. So
That's always the goal, and I think we know what it takes. And we'll work just as hard, if not more.
All right, well, congrats on the win. Certainly enjoy it before starting the work for next year. Congratulations on another championship.
Thank you.